Hello, this is Tyler. Welcome to a new week. I wish you great success in all your endeavors this week. Now, what is the difference between a deed of assignment and a deed of conveyance? This is a question that I've gotten quite a number of times, and we just want to address this. Now, first, what is a deed? Now, when a property transaction is effected, all the parties involved got to sign a document that is called a deed, right? Now, there are different kind of deeds depending on the kind of transaction that has been effected, depending on the terms and conditions of the transaction. For example, we have the deed of assignment, deed of conveyance. These two are common here in Nigeria, and then we also have deed of purchase, deed of transfer of mortgage, and so many other kind of deeds. But our focus here is deed of assignment and deed of conveyance. Now, in a property transaction, okay, the seller is usually called the assigner, and the buyer is called the assignee. So when a property goes from the assigner to the assignee, okay, the document that records this transfer is what is called the deed of assignment. Okay, that means that the assigner is assigning that property to the assignee, who is now the new owner. And of course, the deed of assignment states the date from which the new owner, who is the assignee, gets to take possession of the property. In other words, it says this person owns this property from so and so date, right? So that is what a deed of assignment basically is. Now, how the deed of conveyance, how it differs from deed of assignment is this. The deed of conveyance not only transfers the property, but it also transfers some form of title on the land, okay, or some kind of vested interest by the assigner to the assignee. So the deed of conveyance goes beyond just transferring the property. It also transfers the title and some other interest of the assigner to the assignee, right? Now, let me just explain that using our own context here. If you buy a plot of land from a real estate developer, you get a deed of assignment, or in some cases, you get a deed of sublease. Now, when you get this document, it tells you that you now own plot A. Okay, you now own a plot. Let's say plot A1. It's your plot is on block A, and it's plot 1, right? Now, of course, the property is already yours, but you know that the developer still reserves certain rights on that land. For example, you can be told that if you don't develop within a certain period, your land can be reallocated to somebody else, and then you will be taken to another plot. Okay. Also, there are cases where you have to seek the approval of the property developer before you can actually start building. So even though the land has been transferred to you, there are still you do not own there's still certain rights that you still do not have on the property. But when you get a deed of conveyance, it's different, okay? Because you not only get the land, you also get certain rights on the land transferred to you. In some cases, you get a title on that land also transferred to you. Of course, this is not something you need to worry about anyways, because whichever lawyer is involved in the course of the transaction knows what is to be done and knows the kind of deed that is supposed to be signed in the course of the transaction. But the important thing is to know that the deed of assignment transfers the property, while the deed of conveyance transfers not just the property, but some other interests, and also in many cases the title on that property from the previous owner to the new owner. For example, if a developer is buying land from let's say community, in many cases, what we should be looking at in such an instance is not just a deed of assignment, but a deed of conveyance that transfers ownership of that property, including the title, from the community to the developer. So that's the difference. which means in most cases, for those of us who will be buying 1 plot, 2 plots from estate developers, in most cases what we will be getting is a deed of assignment. But for those who will be buying a very large expanse of land, maybe from a community or from a bale, a village chief and things like that, it is very likely that what you'll be looking at will be a deed of conveyance, which conveys not just the property but also the rights and the title on that property to you as the new buyer. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe to my social media handles, and I'll see you again soon.